Alright, so here is the NERV 1. Hopefully not having anywhere near as many problems. It's on its way back to Kerbin, and we're going to do a nice aerobrake right now. Hopefully it'll be nice. Crossing radiation belts. I should keep an eye on our radiation. This thing is heavily shielded, so they should be comfortable inside. Okay, that's our 15-minute warning before getting to periapsis. We can get ourselves obviously a lot closer than that. Try lowering the docking force on the docking port. Yeah, that's a good idea. Lev says try lowering the docking force on the docking port. Can you do that in flight? I'm not 100% sure you can, but I'll try that when we get back if it isn't docked. Oh, what fun. Okay, coming up, this is going to be an Aerobraking Pass. Our periapsis is 46.5 kilometers. And we have done this before with this vessel without too much problem, so hopefully this will be a very similar experience. Okay, we're going to put this onto the retrograde vector. We're going to hit 0 and take everything down. We're going to do that, and then I'm going to hold, instead of having them locked open, I'm holding the B key. Oh, what else I want to do is I can play with this deploy angle. And I think I had it around 20 degrees before, and it seemed to work well. I did tweak these a little bit. They're a little heavier and a little less likely to explode, but I do have to pay some attention to what is going on. Here we go. Now I do have Kerbal Engineer giving me some critical information about which part is closest to being exploding, and it is our titanium air brakes. They are now at 75%. Let's reduce this angle a little more. And of course, these things are just to provide more drag to get us to aerobrake more efficiently. They are at 95. It's time to let them go. Let's deploy them again. Here comes our air brakes again. We're about 18 seconds away from... Okay, let go. I do not want them to explode. I do have a fuel tank warning, too. One of the... Oh, no, it's the central core. That's a little bit scary. It was at 70% of the way to exploding. We'll just keep feathering the air brakes. Keep them from exploding on us. I know it's hard to see them in all of this plasma that's around it. We are past periapsis, so the worst of our heating should be done. There we go. Alright, things are getting less flamey. Temperature on the air brakes is still going up, but it's just reached its maximum. We're good. Okay, we'll increase that deploy angle some more. Alright. There we go. We're through. And this, of course, knocked down our orbit here. Ooh, my goodness. Let's get rid of everything. That's what I meant. From being from the moon down to here without us having to spend any fuel. That is the entire point. I do have Kerbalism installed, which has these lovely radiation belts. So this is a radiation zone here. So I left my apoapsis outside of the radiation belt so that when we're moving the slowest, we are not in a radiation belt. I think last time I got a little bit too concerned about the radiation. I honestly think it's not that big a deal. Here, let's deploy everything again. We're back in space. We will open up our KOS terminal. Actually, I don't think I need to line anything up. I think everything's lined up pretty good. Put that on there. Okay, yeah, let's close this. I don't need this. So, what we're going to do here, we're going to open up our trajectories window. Actually, we're going to undeploy everything so that you want, while you're using trajectories, to have the vessel in the state at which it's going to be going through the atmosphere. And obviously all those things are down. We're going to show our trajectory. Our descent profile is pure retrograde. That's right. Okay, so this is where it's predicting our next orbit to be after we do one more pass through the atmosphere. You can see it is in this upper radiation belt. So what I think I might do is lower my periapsis just a little bit so that this will be just inside of the belt. So we won't come up into this upper belt. But in order to do that, of course, we have to get ourselves up to here. So let's warp our way to apoapsis. Oh, I should have deployed everything. How's our electricity doing? Our electric charge is going down. We're in the... Okay, there's the sun, and we're stopping anyway, right? Yeah, let's deploy our solar panels again. How close are we to apoapsis? We're still an hour away. Okay. Trajectories. We let our electricity get a little bit scary there. Okay. There we go. We're less than a minute from on the orbital prograde vector. Oh, I put it on the normal prograde. Silly Billy. All right. And again, what we want to do... Oh, again, let's decrease everything. Let's retract everything here. So here's our predicted trajectory, and I would like it to be inside of this radiation belt. So I'm just going to use RCS. And it's an N. What? Oh, that makes sense. Of course it's an N. We're going back. We're retrograding. There we go. So we want... There we are. Just using RCS there. So just inside that radiation belt, there is a... inside radiation belt we still got to worry about, but that is good for now. Our periapsis is 44 kilometers. I think we should be able to survive that just fine. All right, and I think our solar panels are good too. Okay, let's do this again. Back down to the atmosphere we go. Should keep an eye on their radiation levels, but I think, oh my gosh, they're all at 1%. They're fine. I don't think I need to worry too much about the belts. I mean, you know, if you can't avoid them, but I don't think it's something to get too uber concerned about if your vessel is well shielded. Okay, retrograde, surface vector, take the RCS off. Everything gets retracted. And here we go, pass number 2. Again, the thing that gets the hottest, let's actually pay attention to this deploy angle again. Bring her down a little bit. Let's see, this one, well, we're a little lower in the atmosphere, but we're also slowed down quite a bit, so we'll see. Yeah, it might be about the same, I would guess. Okay, 80% of the way to exploding on our air brakes. And at 95 there, I'm just going to let them fall back down into the retracted position again, and then open them again, let them cool down, and then open them up again. Okay, 15 seconds away from periapsis, and then we're back on our way back up. Whoa, I wasn't watching temperature. It got up around 97%. Be careful there, man. Almost lost my air brakes. I wish the stock game had something like those grills that you see on the SpaceX vehicles, on the Falcon vehicle, and now on the Super Heavy vehicle. That can handle the heat from doing these kinds of things. Though I suppose entirely this is really not all too realistic to sit there. I'm sure this can't be good for the engine coming through like this. Okay, we are coming out the other side once again. How did our trajectory come out? There we go. We're coming up to our one that it was predicting before. This is our prediction for our next one. And this is where I think I'm just going to let it ride. And this is where last time I did this, I got really concerned. Oh, I don't want to spend all this time in this radiation belt. But given that their radiation exposure is only 1% of a lethal dose, we can do this transit through here. So I'm just going to let it ride around one more time, get into this lower orbit. The station, we should actually show that. The station is right here. Let's actually even set it as a target. There we go. So eventually we want to get down and match the orbit of the station, but the closer we can get to this station's orbit, the more efficient or the cheaper our rendezvous is going to end up being. Okay, so yeah, we're just going to ride this right around. I'm not going to do anything. So we're going to open up everything. Do that. Let's use alarm clock this time. Add alarm. Periapsis. Give us about 5 minutes warning. Should that do it? It's telling us we're hitting the atmosphere in 1 hour and 20 minutes. This will give us an alarm in 1 hour and 17 minutes. That should be good. Give us a few minutes warning before we get to the atmosphere. Okay, let's put this on free so we can watch the... Alright, doing this again. Yeah, and DeWolf was saying the materials would be degraded over each pass in reality. And he's saying that would sound great for a new mod. Of course, we do have as well the deployable heat shield, which would be very good for this kind of thing. But that is really late on the tech tree, and I have yet to unlock that. Come on. There we go. Get ourselves a little closer and get ourselves ready to do the plunge again. Okay, lock it again to retrograde, retract everything. One thing actually I am doing a little bit different is last time I flew this thing on its first mission, I took away all of the Kerbal's parachutes. And then I realized while doing this, if something went very wrong, which is entirely possible, like let's say I did blow up this engine, and if I blew up this engine, these folks would be in trouble. But it's entirely likely that these capsules would survive re-entry, even though I took off all the ablator, because they're at the top end of this vehicle. I wouldn't count on it, but it's entirely possible. And it would be a shame to have this explode, have the capsules survive, and these guys only die because they don't have parachutes and can't bail. So they all have parachutes now, so if things go wrong, it's not like it's the end. They might still survive. And emphasis on the word might. Okay. Here we go again. This should be less violent because my periapsis is close to the same. It's a smidge lower than it was before because it does lower as you go through the atmosphere. But we have slowed down a lot. So this should be a lot less dramatic. We'll see. Temperature on the air brakes are at 80% of exploding. So, well, maybe, let's see. Let's see if I can keep them up the whole time. That would be great. %90 of exploding. We're not going to adjust the deploy. 95%. I think I should probably let them drop. There they go. Let them cool off a little bit and then bring them out again. This fuel tank gets a little hot. If that fuel tank there ever exploded, all of this is gone. Okay, we are past periapsis. We're on our way back up. Okay, I think we're good. We'll lock the air brakes on the open. All right. Now the question becomes, do I want to do another one? Not sure. So here comes our trajectory. Now on the next pass, this is what trajectories is predicting, that we're going to crash here in the ocean. Clearly that's not what we're going to want to do. But what I think I shall do is I think I will do one more light pass and just kind of come up, you know, in this zone. I think so, because the closer we can get our orbit to be match the station's orbit, the cheaper our rendezvous is going to be. And let's see if we can do this reasonably efficiently. Again, radiation-wise, they're still at only 1%. Is that all of them? Yep. So they're all doing fine. Going back into the dark. Goodbye, G. Hope you had fun. I'm glad you showed up. Okay. Deploy everything. And we'll get ourselves out to apoapsis. Let's just do it this way. I know people are saying, wait, there's a built-in alarm clock. I know, I'm just old school. And crossing those radiation belts. But the radiation inside the habitat is 1/10 of what it is on the outside. The radiation is still only 1% of their lethal dose. There we are. We are in here. Let's rearrange this. And oh, no, this time I want to go prograde. Because what I want to do is not have this happen. So, I'm not entirely sure if I can get away with RCS on this one. Maybe. We'll start with RCS. We'll see what that gets us. Okay, so we're pointing in a prograde direction. We're going to raise our apoapsis so that on the next pass we don't crash. Crashing would be a bad idea. So RCS on. No, that's going way too slow. Let's fire up our engines a bit. I got the engines on just a little. We're going to bring our trajectory so it's a little bit higher than the station's trajectory. That's the... Oh, wait. I just realized something. Let's undeploy everything because trajectories is not giving me the right data when I do it this way. Am I nowhere near my apoapsis? Oh yeah, I've gone past it. Okay, that's fine. Let's try this again. So a little bit more here. There it comes. That's what I'm talking about. That should give us a nice, cheapy sort of rendezvous. All right, one more pass. One more pass. Let's get down there. And now our periapsis is up almost 50 kilometers, so this should be a pretty gentle pass through compared to our others. So, I have 4 Kerbals aboard. Not just 3. All right. Yeah, James is saying I should remember to change the settings to add these alarms more automatic. I got to get into the settings on Kerbal Alarm Clock. I'm not 100% sure what I'm missing. But it's working. Yeah, in the chat I'm saying I should remember to play with the KAC settings to automatically add, remove, and adjust maneuver timers. I'll look into that. Okay. Let's actually time warp here because I think this one should be a lot less dramatic. In fact, you can even tell by our velocity. It's only 2,300 and about 50 meters per second, which is not that much higher than, you know, LKO orbital velocity. So we've knocked off a lot of velocity for not a lot of cost. Okay, here we go. About a minute from periapsis and time warping. Watching again that critical thermal percentage. That's the how close are things to blow up percentage. But right now it's under 65%. Oh, we're fine. We're coming through. Just gonna leave everything, just let her ride. Coming right over the KSC. So certainly the folks there are getting a nice show as we blaze overhead. But this is our last one. Okay, what's our situation here? I think we're good. Let's get rid of all these radiation belts. I don't think I care anymore. And this time what we'll be doing is starting to set up our rendezvous. Let's get out of space, out of the atmosphere entirely, and then we'll set up our rendezvous with the station. Get there, and we got to get a whole pile of people down to the surface. We got people being rescued. We got people that have completed their mission. We got Val and Bill who have been on that station for a ton of time. So all of that we want to. And then we got to send people on their way to Minmus. Lots and lots to do. Okay, we're out. 0. Let's put this on orbit. Lock that. A little bit this way just for the solar panels, even though I think right now we're not. Oh, there is some sun coming up. There we go. Just missed an eclipse, too. All right, so what we got to do is over here at apoapsis, we're going to add ourselves a maneuver. And what we want to do is bring our periapsis up so that it is matching the orbit of the station. Now I can see there we go. So we're just coming in contact here, but I can definitely see we are missing. Center this on Kerbin. Oh shoot, I lost my station as a target. Set the station as a target again. Do it over here. There we go. We are missing by a fair amount. But we are in a slightly bigger orbit. Oh no, we got to do this first. Okay, let's do this first. We can't ride around because our current trajectory would have us crashing into the surface. So, yeah, let's get out to that maneuver. And we will perform that. Get our KOS script going again. I was about to say we need to do a bunch of orbits until we get our rendezvous, but we can't do a bunch of orbits. Our periapsis is still well in the atmosphere. So that's the first thing we has to fix. Run our script here. Is this engine on full? It sure is. It's a 12-second burn. This thing does not have a huge TWR. Yeah, I've played, John is saying he's had issues with the stock alarm clock, this alarm clock here. I've played with it a little bit and had some issues with it as well. And then the alarm clock mod, like, it's the same person that designs it, but this just seems like a poorer version of this, so I'm just going to stay with the mod. Okay, we're coming up with this burn here. No more going through the atmosphere. There we go. You're in now a much, much, much safer orbit. Should still have lots of 13 ignitions still left on that engine. That's fine. We'll service that engine again once we are docked. Okay, how did that come out? That came out just great. All right. I made a mistake. Oh, shoot. Come back. I do want this back. I want to run my alignment script. Okay. That's taking care of that. That'll line up for the solar panels. Now what I got to do is, you can see here we're missing by quite a lot as we come by. So we are in a bit of a bigger orbit, so we are going to be going slower, and I think what's the best plan, we'll see how many orbits this is going to cost us, is, oh, what the heck is that? I don't know why that, okay, stop. Add a maneuver. There. Okay, we got multiple maneuvers here going on. I don't know what's, get rid of you, and get rid of you. We'll try this again. Okay, add a maneuver. There we go. That's what I wanted. Okay, and what I'm going to do just for now is simply pop ahead orbits, and you can see how this is just coming closer, because with each orbit around, right, the station's going faster and it's catching up to us. So let's see how much of this we can do without having to really do much. Is the way to do it. If we have to go a couple of orbits around, that's not a big deal, right? Let's see, should I give a little bit of prograde here? Is that going to make it better or worse? Well, that makes it better. Can I go ahead another orbit? Oh, no, see, that's too far. Okay. What if I use a little retrograde? There we go. So we're going to ride around a few times. I can't see, where's the number that's telling me my separation? There, my separation is 0.2 kilometers. And it's still not showing me separation. There's what I'm looking for. Oh, that makes it worse. 0.2 kilometers. I can't complain about that. There we go. So this burn's coming up in an hour and 36 minutes. Adjust the thrust because it's a very short burn. All right, so all we got to do is just ride this around a few times. Not quite sure how many orbits we're going to do, but we're going to find out. So let's start time warping. So 1 orbit, 2 orbits, 3 orbits, 4 orbits, 5 orbits, 6 orbits. I got some magnetometer science. Oh, I know what that is. I lost track. I stopped counting orbits. Oh, this is way more orbits than I thought. Wait. Whoa, 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 whoa. Did it blow by the burn? Did I just do something colossally stupid? Oh, did I hit time warp rather than just warp to burn? Because this burn is now way in the past. As I was enjoying that. Oh my gosh, you melon head. I can't believe I did that. I think I did that, didn't I? Oh, okay, we're going to have to ride her around again, I suppose.